Hello, Divine Sunshiners. How has the week been treating you? I know some of us might have been anchoring down with some of the energies that have happened this week. We've had some ups and maybe some downs. Yesterday, I had to take a little mini break because I thought I heard something next door. Anyway, yesterday I had to take a little mini break because I had a lot of other stuff business-wise that I had to get together. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to do my divine wisdom, I'm going to say, not what, divine sunshine rays of wisdom, drop you a little bit, which was interesting with what the divine masculine had given us as far as what's happening behind the scenes with the karmics and with the divine masculine in the karmic situation, and his spin of how you're saying that, you know, you got to send love because it's just a whole bunch of hurt in that whole situation. I have pretty much had put that pretty much on the channel a couple of times when it's speaking of the karmic situations, rather as person, place, or thing. To be more open-minded, no matter what the situation. He put send love to it. He said because what you're doing is when you're sending dislike or any kind of negative thing, vibrations towards that. He's saying you're only hurting yourself and you're prolonging your union. So those are some things that I wanted to kind of bring, that I've said that myself on the channel, but it was nice to see that somebody else, just like my mom said, it's somebody, and let somebody else tell you, because they're going to tell you the same thing I told you. So that's the same thing that I've been pretty much talking about as far as those karmic situations, for us to kind of develop and evolve into that state of being. Okay, so I'm kind of curious. I kind of missed out. I said, dang it, because I like that. It kind of tells me how to kind of run my day. And when the energies come, I already know what to kind of brace myself from. And so I was like, okay, so now this thing kind of messed me up because I couldn't come on and do my recording. So let's see what's the energy. So today was 1/11. And so we're doing the energies for 1/12 and 1/13 because this is our Divine Sunshine Weekend Report. Okay, so let's start off with what is the intentions, clear? What is the intentions for the weekend of 1? Did I say 11? Oh, geez, I just wanted to be November again. 1, but this year is going by pretty fast, though. 1/12 and 1/13. Excuse me, 19. Before we know it, it's be over with. January be gone. Look like we just ushered it in. So what's this weekend about? What's the energies, the intentions for this weekend? Okay, love. How do you show love to others? This is our intentions. This is our objective for this weekend. So let's see what's as far as the energies, what's going on. Let's just kind of do a little switch around. So let's see what kind of divine energies should we be working on, clear, for this weekend. Divine feminine, or let's try something new. Since we are trying to, all right. Since we are trying to get into habit of understanding union, this time I won't do, for this, the overall energies of your divinity. I won't say if it's the feminine. Well, yeah. Are we ready to really kind of go in that direction? Some of us should think as far as the divine feminine and the divine masculine. One thing I do want to point out is that when we're talking about it, really merging these energies, we really got to even talk about, as far as this energies within ourselves, we've got to even speak as though we are union in that way too. This is also when you're saying your divine feminine, your divine masculine. In some ways, that is also housing, again, the thought of separation. You know, I just really have been kind of pushing on this channel just to really make sure that we are not through our thoughts, through our actions, and through our words, are pretty much being a catalyst for keeping this perpetual, like hamster. I'm seeing a hamster going on this hamster wheel of in search for union, but our words and our actions keep us there, running on this hamster wheel, when we could really, once we stop using or thinking that way or using words that way, that keeps us perpetuating and going on this hamster wheel, will help us to get off. So let's look at the energies overall for us as far as divinity, period, in general. So God of battle, and then we'll break it down when we talk about love, because even in the masculine and feminine, those are two different aspects in which we love. So God of battle. So we've got it right here. It seems like in some ways we've got to get to this point as though we're really like armoring up for battle to come. I see they have the armor on, the mask. So right now, the things that we're doing, we really got to find ways that we really kind of I won't say protect, because protect would mean that you're really kind of isolating and cutting off what's going on. But it's just like really just be very questioning of what things that you're doing that is really safeguarding your heart. You know, are you too much of a, like I heard a lot of people been using, are you too much of a doormat? Are you not really protecting your visions and your dreams? So, because I see this mask here is covering the third eye, it's all covering up the intuition and your awareness. I would just say, just really be careful this weekend as far as how you utilizing these things. Really go to the point that you really battle your own self in knowing what is actually good for you, is saying. And really take some action behind what you're doing. I will read the book to see if I get any kind of inspiration, but those are the things that I'm seeing here. He's on a horse, which means really getting some horse speed. That means really gaining some momentum into these actions that you're talking about, Aries. Yeah, this is it. I turned right to it. Unbelievable. And the number 6. That's love. Hello, I am present with you today to talk about a segment of the wounded masculine. A part of the masculine that warped from his innate inner qualities surrounding action and protectiveness. What I am referring to is the part of the masculine's heart that went to war and is still yet to return. Due to the rise of religion and war and the fall of consciousness, many battles have been fought and the subsequent effects have been immense. When the masculine left his feminine at home to go to war, he did so with the intent to protect and serve her and his community. In order to do this, he had detached from his tender heart. Consequently, he did such a great job of this that a part of his heart is still hardened. Can you see this occurring around you? As mere opposite, two halves of a whole, every wounding that the masculine has, the feminine has a wound to match. The feminine who waited for the masculine to return has a piece of her nurturing twisted into a sense of desperation. These are the wounds that are prevalent in your time, being pulled up to the surface to be triggered and worked through and therefore resolved. Know that as you experience these themes, they are presenting themselves to be transmuted. All is in order. All is in the highest good for all. Okay, so, and that's funny. Without me even saying I have to do this, this is really housed within us as unisouls. The divine masculine and the divine feminine card showed up. And I said I wasn't going to say whichever one, and I didn't really pay attention to see that without me even saying it, the universe had already picked how these energies, your masculine energy and your feminine energy, was going to show up. So right now, I used to speak of this all the time about it at the beginning of my readings. I remember I always talked about divine masculine having a military armor on and being very shielded. And remember that this Weekend's intention is to discover love, which is how we do that. How do you show love to others? Divine masculine energy, you need to really look at the way in which you kind of riding on your high horse and pretty much are protecting your heart on this high horse, because he looks very high up. And no pun and no kind of diss or shade thrown at you, but this is pretty much is that ego. Some of you all that need to work on this weekend as far as how to kind of bring yourself down. Now, maybe some things we'll see, we'll check into as far as events. How will the events play as far as helping you to go to battle at war of trying to get rid of, because I said that a little bit in my rant when I looked at the card without me reading here, is that I can sense that we got to kind of watch how we can remove some of this armor. What are we using in order to protect ourselves or shield ourselves in that masculine energy? Now let's look at Isis. Let's look at this one, which is goddess of magic. Okay, Isis, I have come through today to bring forward the energy of the ancient divine feminine magic. I am available to all women who are here walking the earth at this time, reclaiming their title of critics. The way I have been depicted, this deck shows an important part of my story. I am shown moments before I found my beloved Orsis after his death. When I discovered that he had been murdered, grief took over. To this day, legend still states that my tears fill the Nile. This is an accurate representation of how much desperate I felt. I felt that grief deeply. I used the emotion as a creative fuel and roamed Egypt until I found my beloved and brought him back to life with the strength of my feminine power. As you read these words, something is gently stirring with you, a remembrance of your magical power, of who you really are. The healing arts have been stripped away from women to eons, for eons and eons. Through the fall of consciousness, we are now entering a time where it is becoming safer and safer to hold this power again. I ask you to work on using your situations and emotions as fuel to catapult you onto a new path of creation and healing for yourself and others. You are now free to be seen, to come out of the woodwork and hold your magical abilities in strength. So this weekend, Divine Feminine, you will be working on, while the Divine Masculine will be working on removing some of this armor that he has is protecting his heart. You will be discovering who you are as far as in your divinity and what magic that you hold. You will really find out this weekend how potent, that's what they were saying, your energy is and how much of influence and effect that you have over the Divine Masculine. I know even with my walk, a lot of times my spiritual mentor at that time, it told me over and over again, the Divine Masculine is looking to you for direction. The Divine Masculine is looking to you to know what to do. The Divine Masculine energies with the feminine energies, the masculine is looking for the feminine energies to heal them. Now, this again is going on inside yourself. This is also can be going on in the 3D. Again, that goes back to what I sent you all to the video on yesterday with this is the Divine Masculine. With him saying about that, because with you sending love to them in whatever situation that they're in, whether it's with a person or a place or thing, you sending that loving energy, you keeping your high vibration really helps the Divine Masculine. Like I seen on somebody's thing, who was I listening to? Oh, Patricia Mcnealy again. And she's like, you know, even though, and I've said that even on my channel, even though you don't see the work, But the divine masculine on his own is really doing a lot of work to heal. That might be more so with us saying, well, I don't see a damn thing in the 3D. But in the 5D, he is humping, he is hustling, and he is really trying to get some things together as far as helping them find a way to deal with these energies of him kind of shielding himself, or always feeling like he's got to go to battle and war to protect himself, which is over this ego here. He's trying to really domesticate and get really, when I look at this horse to me represents ego, and really trying to, the high horse, and really trying to find a way of how he can master that, train that, and really use that ego to take it where he needs to go. Because remember, I've told you about ego. Ego is not all the way bad. Ego is kind of can help you to get yourself up and say, okay, let me go ahead and create this channel. You know, I could be doing something. You know, what led me to make the channel is because at that time, my divine masculine had made the decision to be with the karmic out of heartbreak and upset about it. At that time, I said, well, let me go on here with my mission and purpose because ain't no use in me sitting here over spilled milk, and let me go on ahead and just go on ahead and do something that will keep my mind occupied, that I can help the world, I can be healed through the process of doing this. And that's how I created the channel. So that's the same thing that he is doing as well. The ego, for me, helped to propel me, because in some ways I wasn't my ego. It's like, okay, you got that, well, let me go ahead and go get me something that's going to keep me busy and put me out there. And, you know, this is for self. So at the beginning, it did start it off semi as an ego thing, but I wouldn't say it was in a negative all the way, because it was really from a place to help propel me and push me onto what I was supposed to or destined to do. This is the same thing that the divine master is right now. This is coming from a sense of ego, but if he gets mastery over it, just like any horse or coat that you have over, if you can master over that, you can train it to be able to do tricks, take you wherever you want to go, everything, and so jump over things. So, you know, the ego can serve its purpose in a positive way, not always in a negative thing. This goddess here with you, energies, divine feminine. This is saying, even though in some ways that it seems like the relationship with the divine masculine might be dead, just like I said, I took the lemons and made lemonade out of it. This same thing, this is destruction. This out of things, she's saying, out of the death of the divine masculine. Maybe some of you all had disappointments with the divine masculine. Things didn't turn out the way they were supposed to. You believe that they were supposed to, and so the universe supplied you with other opportunities that out of that disappointment, great things can be formed or created. And so that's one thing that right now you're dealing with, divine feminine. Okay, let's look at that was kind of long, but okay, let's look at some events. What are some events for the divine masculine, since they always said that's going to happen for him for that moment? And what's some events that's going to help I seen it right here. Ooh, there's a lot there. I can't do all that. What is the event? Okay, I could go for that, but that seven cards I can't do. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna do no 7 cards. Okay, so let's look. So start from this energy that we're working with as far as getting into our divinity and getting rid of this this armor that we got, and because we know the intentions for the weekend is to how do you show love to others. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So what's going to cause the divine masculine, this energies this weekend, to want to kind of go to battle of getting control over this ego and getting rid of this armor, or this going to war and leaving the heart, that tender heart on the battlefield, and coming back where it's still a rock right there in the place of his heart, is because he's really making way of looking at this intentions. What's the objective? Which is to find ways to show love to others. And when he wanted to find ways to show love to others, he's really setting forth course of really focusing in on wanting a very happy life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So right now, that's what Divine Masculine is kind of thinking right now. That's the event that's been an influencer to change things. Goddess of Magic. So we got Queen of Fire. And this is really, he's focusing in on the material world. So we have Queen of Fire, confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. I think this is about the second time I heard a reading for this weekend. The Divine Feminine is really working on her self-worth and her self-esteem. This is really, especially, you know, like I said, know that you are magic, which goes along with that. How do you show love to others? That means, you know, the way you love yourself is how you love others. So for the Divine Feminine, I'll say in your Divine Feminine energies, you need to work with self, and then that is going to help to filtrate on the outside. Some other things you're dealing with, a night of water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, fall in love, a wedding proposal, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. Now, this is so funny. I pulled the same cards. Even Elizabeth Lunn has stated that the Divine Feminine needs to go out this weekend or socialize with some people and find a way to fall in love with someone new or fall in love with this life. Because she was saying in hers that the Divine Feminine does not feel on some levels satisfied with life. I can attest to that in a lot of ways that I'm not, because some things I know that's not really, I'm not where I would like to actually be. And it's not even just with the twin flame journey. It's some things that, you know, I think that I'm pretty much gifted in so many verses and ways. I know my magic, but I just need to know which way is better suited, or that I could be really feel like I'm really feel my purpose, and I could be better used with that. Because I know one day my mom said, you gotta make choice. Are you doing the spiritual? Or are you doing the education? Because that's what spirit about to be. You got to pick whichever one. I think I could do both, but I want to know if it's anything higher. Maybe I could do in the educational thing too as well, or do I need to kind of just let that go? So that's my fork in the road that I'm having. So just finding new ways to fall in love. A wedding proposal. That means you really, to me, when you say wedding proposal, that means you really serious at the point, Divine Feminine, to get really serious about whatever you're committing to in life in this Divine Feminine energy. So your emotions really getting it down to it. You have Queen of Water, tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourselves and others. You're probably going to see this weekend, Divine Feminine, some things change as far as relationships. So things that maybe have been a little hard or rough around the edges as far as relationship with others. You might see them kind of softening a little bit. I can see that for myself. So that's because a lot of them we will say partly due to because it's some things shifting and changing with you, Divine Feminine. We having some more heart chakra activations, more opening of the heart, and so this is probably being felt by everybody that's in our surrounding area of us. And so you got to get really at this point that you really are trusting your intuition as far as where does it want to lead you in this unisoul journey. Where does it want to lead you as far as what you say relationships, as far as in a career, all those different type of avenues. And so really, again, like I say, start with loving yourself first. Do something this weekend that's for yourself first, and then see if some kind of way you can kind of evolve it into maybe it's a girls' night, or you going out, or going to moves with somebody, say, hey girl, I ain't talked to you like, when last time we went out and kicked it, do that thing. And the last thing is ego. Now that's funny, we talked about the ego with the divine masculine, and the actual word pops out on the divine feminine energy side. So ego, Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So a false sense of entrapment. Again, I thought, didn't this come out on the day before's reads where I talked about you having this self-imposed prison that does not belong there? Your beliefs, your limited thoughts and beliefs act as a self-imposed prison to you. You overly focus too much about it. I know during the week we just constantly talk about finance. This might be something that maybe you might be divine feminine still focusing in on, because I know some of you always signing contracts according to the cards and getting really seriously committed to whatever it was. Negative or fear-based thoughts. Now, interesting, Elizabeth Lund of House of Idems talked about in one of her readings that she has now, it's called the Compass Read. She talks about the divine feminine really having this self-hatred for herself, like this real dialogue of just not really liking about how things are, just like I spoke of earlier, just not happy with life, just not satisfied with life. And so that's kind of a big issue. So if you are doing that, one way I would say about that is just really start maybe starting a gratitude journal. That kind of helped me to write down, just really physically write down, before you go to bed. You're saying, I just thank you for that. I got to work on time. That's everything. I thank you that the food I ate was delicious. I'm glad they had the time to talk with my mom on the phone. Something like that. It's something like that. Whatever it is, that's what you do. Or you can do it as a mirror exercise in the morning when you're looking in the mirror, and you just say, I thank you for you. I thank you for, this house. I thank you for, my car. Whatever kind of things that you just run it down, grateful. And, the more things that you're thanking God for, of course, you can't outdo the universe in, thanking them or being grateful for what you have, because it'll go out there and say, oh, you thankful for that? It's like anybody, you keep on giving them compliments about something. Yeah. You going to pretending like you going to a restaurant, and you tell the chef, he's like, I'm going to prepare something real special for you. You sitting at the chef table. He's like, okay, fine. So he's like, oh my. And then the more enthusiastic, and they can tell heartfelt from heart to heart, that communication, like, oh my God, this was delicious. What did you have it? I mean, this is, oh my God, I never tasted spaghetti like this before. I mean, what you had? The next thing you know, they're saying the chef done sent you something else. Say, what is it? Oh my God, he said he's gonna cook something really. He's prepared something really special for you also. Okay, all right, but thank you. And they send some more. I'm like, oh my God. And so, and just keep on sending out extra other stuff, because he's just so happy and just seeing you, because some chefs say, they'll tell you, it's just a joy to just see when the people eat it. And I can tell it's like they eat in love. And, and they just keep on sending out stuff. Like, that was just a wonderful experience. Me just really saying, I just loved the food. He kept on sending out dishes. And, you've even gone to places like that. I know my, go to that Lancome counter to go get her some stuff at the mall for her facial and stuff. She talking to the girl, and they chatting it up, and my just putting on the charm on her, and vice versa. And then young lady, and it was genuine. It wasn't like I'm trying to use you, but and she just talking, and she just took it like this. She's like, right? She's like, Carol, you know what? We got this new product now. I'm gonna give you some samples. And mine's like, oh, okay, well, that's so nice of you. I'm really, I'm trying to Bet you I could write a letter or something like that. Just say, thank you. I just really appreciate it. The next girl giving us some more samples on top of that. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's just like the compliment. The more you do it with the universe, the more it figures out a way that, you know, what, let me see how I can outdo that compliment that she has, that you've given them, okay? Let's move on. Clear. Next one, which is the Divine Masculine. What's going on in the matters of the heart? Let's see what's going on this week. Okay, and the Divine Feminine. What's going on with her? I need a clarifier for this. 30-30. 30-30. So did looked up at 30-30. Yeah, clarify this. He was there. Clarify this. Okay, for the Divine Masculine, we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. I'm thinking about some things from the past that's kind of coming back up. Some of them say it's rearing its ugly head, number 2, or some past life is coming up just in general, and it's kind of bleeding into what's going on now. Maybe might be having some flashbacks, some nostalgic moments, which is actually making the Divine Masculine for you to really look into that. Okay, this past life relationship, you have known each other before, is helping at least this really happy feeling in your emotions. Is causing a balance, and it's causing a reason for you to celebrate. It's unlocking some things. It's creating a whole new world right there for you. Thinking about this past relationship and how it was and what it contains and what it meant to you. Thinking about this past relationships helps you to feel right now that you're not orphaned. You're not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. Though you're far away, I am here to stay. So he knows that you are not alone. Thinking about this past life relationship. Breathe again, breathe again. Oh, I shall never breathe again. It's the opposite. You feel like you can't breathe. Instead of Tony Braxton, you say, man, this is like a breath of fresh air with this thinking about this. It also, I'm picking up, he said, because I'm relieved. Now I know I ain't crazy. I knew it was a feeling behind this. I got a feeling. Ooh. So it's like, I got a feeling, but now with these flashbacks or these dreams that I'm having, it's helping to solidify what's happening. So I'm like, I could feel, say, I could take a breath now, like, wow, man, that's a weight off my shoulders. Okay. Next, also, past life relationship, you starting to remember this. It's helping you to also, Divine Masculine, create these fated events. It's helping you to have things lined up, because just like somebody was saying, as long as you can have your mind and your heart aligned together, you can help to create it. This other man that I watched, he's a golden ray twin, and he was talking about that one of the chakras that's behind right here. He was stating that that's now, you know, they were saying how many chakras, you know, the traditional ones that we have, but we talk about these 12 chakras that we have, and what he's saying is wasn't part of the system. I don't want to get him wrong, but it's another different part of the system, these extra ones that you have. So this one here is supposed to have the power of imagination, and if you focus back there, it's supposed to help to manifest those things. So these are some fated events that your emotions, since this is a female, is helping to align to come true as far as bringing in this destined relationship. Okay, because this past life, you didn't have this life before, and so most likely you didn't kind of sat down and say how we gonna be able to meet up again. Okay, yeah. the yin. So this is really helping you, Divine Masculine, to get in touch with your feminine energy, or to really just get in touch with your Divine Feminine, also in the 3D. This is beautiful and light, looking like a bowl, like something you can offer your Divine Feminine. I see the curtains are pretty much pulled back. They're sheer, which means you're able to kind of see through some things. I'm going to just make sure, because sometimes I can get a little inspired by what they say here. So the yin, so that's up your past life. Let's talk about relationship. Let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awareness, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Permit others to tell you who they are and who they can be to you by allowing their actions to speak about them. You will be pleasantly surprised. So even you say, oh, now I can breathe. I know I ain't crazy. I knew it was some reason why she was special to me. They're saying, okay, you know it. Now sit back to me and become a relax and observe, and kind of let the universe, to me, bring you some more proof as to why she is your person, your twin flame or your unisoul with this. And I see stairs. So this is going to help you level up, especially in your emotions, because especially you being a god of battle. Okay. Clarifying for this Divine Feminine, you had playfulness in the reverse. Every time when I see that, that means it's time for a reality check. It's like, you like, I ain't for no fun and games. I want to get down to nitty gritty here, especially with you being this goddess of Isis, I'm sorry, and you know Isis is a bad number. Shut your mouth. I just talked about Isis. She's a bad number. And, you know, she didn't take no stuff. So, when we're talking about as far as in reality, you kind of going with the flow, but you kind of going with the flow of seeing how things are kind of developing and going about. And in order for you to have that swinging action, in some ways, somebody got to kind of make that forward movement or create the movement to cause you to swing, going back and forth. Now, right now, as it stands and it looks here, it looks like the Divine Masculine here, which is the one who's in the driver's seat to create that forward movement. Another way of looking at that is, now I'm not talking about the Divine Masculine in the 3D, but I'm talking about the Divine Masculine within yourself, his energies, as far as how analytically looking at things, your thought patterns and your thought process is one thing that you got to look at as far as how can you recapture the romance or the love. Now, this is because why you're taking the reality check again with this is because you are at a fork in the road. You're really trying to decide between when we talk about new love, what direction are we actually going? Are we talking about the new love of somebody just totally new? Or are we talking about new love and seeing the Divine Masculine as new? We talk about this fork in the road as a reality check, like I talked about earlier, like what careers or what things that we want to do in the world to help us with our light work mission or actions or work that we have to do. And then, you know, right now, why you say I don't want no playfulness, because right now I'm in true thinking mode, you know. It's kind of wearing me down, but I'm just really trying to really think on some things. So as far as what's going to keep me swinging, because when you do that, you get in the swing. Girl, you got me swinging. You got me swinging. Girl, you got me swinging. That from mint condition. Boom, boom, boom. Ba-doom, boom, boom. So you kind of you thinking in order for you to keep on swinging, you got to kind of keep some movement. I can't just be just there and say, oh, you can do that for a while, you know, but after a while it's gonna kind of what, slow down the momentum, and you got to go rock back at that again, okay? So it's okay to take this reality check, but when we're thinking and we see that we got some choices to make based upon these events here that I talked about earlier, false sense of entrapment, especially negative thinking, you know, if you're in that fork of road, and that's funny thinking coming back up again, when you got that fork of road, you got to think, you know, am I going to take the road most traveled in my mind, which is keep on thinking, or am I going to take the road less traveled in my head, which means to not think, okay? On some things so much. Okay, I did that, did this one. Trying to see, I kind of covered a little bit. But that, how I'm doing time? Ooh, pretty good. Okay, what does, I didn't need that, that's all right. What does the divine masculine, clear, want to say to the divine feminine about this weekend? You got me swaying, girl, you got me swinging. Yeah, some, I keep on hearing the song by Stevie Wonder, you would know, Lord, how you know, every life has reason, for I made it so. You know. That one, that song keeps on saying, you know, every life has reason, for I made it so. Come on, divine masculine. Be quiet. Hear me talk about. I'm listening to you sing. You supposed to be picking this daggone card. Don't have me arguing with these people on this air like this. But thank you. You acting all. Pick the card. I'm asking you. Divine feminine. What do you want to say to divine masculine? You will know, lonely are you know, every life has reason, for I made it so. All right, divine masculine to divine feminine. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving of all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. So he's telling you right here with this false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. He's addressing that card there. You know, you deserve everything. And this can go in several ways. You know, again, some of the divine feminists have told me, you know, that some of them are getting to the point that it's like, you know what, I done kind of packed my little bag and I just said, you know, I'm kind of going on, focusing on myself. Several ways of people, of divine feminists have said that. Either they're saying, you know, I'm saying deuces to the whole thing, to the whole journey, or they're saying, you know what, I'm taking a break, I'm concentrating on me, whatever happens, happens, I'm not going to connect to the outcome or the state of it being, or we're going to be into union, I'm going to let that idea go. And so he's saying that for those of you all that are that he's saying, you know what, whatever your little heart desire, that remember, you can't get rid of me. I am part of you. I'm with you every step of the way. And so, you know, if this is what you want to do, you have my blessing. I guess somebody, you don't need my blessing. He's saying, now, you have his blessing, and he wants the best for you. Also, the Divine Masculine is saying to you, look at your pattern in relationship. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. And you said it yourself. So the Divine Masculine is pretty much verifying why this playfulness came in reverse, because you already said it was time for a reality check. And you got that fork in the road. You're saying that you even yourself has said it's got to be some changes that's got to occur. You said that yourself. Someone wants me to ask about what can you tell me? And these cards gonna tell me clear. What are some patterns that you're seeing in the Divine Feminine? Just out of curiosity. Contract. That she's binded by something. Contract is binding. Okay. Some of you all, it could be about you being in marriages. Okay. Got you. What are some other things that you're seeing that she's got to watch these patterns? Magician in the mirror. Looking at the mirror, really seeing the divinity that's there within. You got to work on that. So they're telling you, you got to work on your relationship with yourself. And again, magic came back up again. So they're really saying you got to really know that you are just really magical. I mean, they to me, it looked like this Divine Masculine is sitting there saying, I'm looking at her watching the draw these cards, and you know, I'm just gonna sit here. You know, you have some of this good friend and say, like I know my mom. I told her. I've been saying that. And the Divine Masculine to me, it look like he's like, I'm looking at this reading, I'm saying, I told her. I've been saying that she's magical. I've been saying that she don't believe a word I say, that she could do all those things, that I don't know why she got this negative self-talk about herself, and she always focusing on the negative. You know, I'm right there with her. I'm hearing every thought that's coming out of her mouth, and I'm like, why? You know, so he's saying the same thing. And then he's saying also you being open to romance. Some of you all is having a little issue with opening up that door and really truly being vulnerable, letting the love flow, opening up to new opportunities or different ways of love. So this is what he's saying about that. He's saying Divine Feminine, you saying to the Divine Masculine, spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. The Divine Feminine, I'm picking this up, saying in some way she feels neglected. And I'm going to tell you, like I told one of my subscribers again, that and Sean helped me to relay that to you through Patricia Mcnealy, that right now they're going through some things that maybe they're trying to protect you from. Spirit is protecting you from it, from feeling it, and so that's why you don't feel it. So some of you all is calling out, it's like, you know, like I say, I picked up the soul phone and you ain't answered it yet. Like, you didn't just let it just ring, ring, ring. And I'm like, I'm worried. I done call your neighbors. I done call, you know, the angels. I done call God and say, what's going on with him? Why he ain't picking up the phone? And, you know, they saying, well, our hands tied. We can't really say too much because he going through some things. All we could just tell you is just send some love and some prayer to him. And that's it for the moment. That's all we could tell you to do. You know, so that's why a lot of you are pretty much saying is this quality time. Again, remember, you could just talk to them at any time. Get in tune with your heart. They will answer you back via your heart. So, you know, keep on thinking quality time. Divine Feminine, you know, did you say you need that, baby? You can't get in 3D, but you sure enough can get in the 5D. They had no problem showing up for you. If it's in the 3D and you are in union, yes, make sure that, you know, you kind of relate that to your divine masculine. You know, I understand it's busy weekend, XYZ, and, you know, try to see if you can get that quality time in. Next thing you want to tell the divine, be supportive, make a genuine effort to show you care. A lot of the divine masculines kind of often doing their own thing, and you're telling him, you know, I understand you doing that, but still find ways to just find time to show that you care and that you are there. That means, you know, let your presence be known about that, and let it be genuine, especially those who are in 3D, getting bogged down with things. You have to make sure that, you know, that you kind of, sometimes you gotta kind of give them a little reality check, kind of tell them. I know I told my divine master one time too, you know, I said, I'm just talking to you. I always use kind of figurative language. I'm saying, I'm just talking to you, and I swear by God, I could just picture you just looking out the window as I'm having this conversation. And he was trying to ask me about something, or do a little favor for him, and I was like, I don't know if I want you to do it, because, hey, you ain't looking, you ain't paying attention to me. So, you know, I said it in a joker way, you know, because I always use comedy. And he's like, well, you know, I just got a lot on my mind. This and this and this is going on. And I was like, okay. I said, well, I mean, I understand that's going on in your mind, but I want you to always to know also, too, that I am here. So, you know, sometimes you got to kind of get that little loving, divine feminine check on them to kind of remind, like, look, over here. You out there in the world in 3D doing your thing or whatever, but don't forget that I am here. New love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. Again, the heart chakras is really opening up for both, I believe, for the male, for both sides, the masculine energies and the feminine energies, divine and feminine. And so with you having this new love is, again, how are you viewing love? Again, how are you showing love to others? This is also going to be able to help you see a new love in everything that you're seeing and doing. So the divine feminine is reminding you that with these heart chakra energies opening up, you know, embrace the new way of loving. Give it out there, because every time when I see it, it looks like they're giving it out, and it looks like they're receiving it too. So, you know, just remember, just keep that reciprocal energies as far as you throwing it out there and it's recycling it and coming back. And with all things, rest and relaxation is essential. We all have fundamental needs to take breaks. Divine masculine, just like Patricia Mcnealy has stated, you are working very hard in the 5D, although we cannot see it on the 3D level. And so right now, you know, just in between when you feel it, and some of them you all are in 3D, because, you know, either you're dealing with, either you are dealing with your karmic situation, person, place, or thing, or you're dealing with yourself, or you're dealing with, like I said, those financial issues and woes and things like that. And these things weigh down on you heavily when we're talking about mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. And, you know, you have such a, I was about to say, you have such a big heart, and they do, that you try to really protect it at all costs, as tender as a heart that it is. And that takes a lot of work to put up a facade. You having this inner battle with yourself that you want to show love, but you can't because you're scared. You every day with this love thing, you kind of pretty much betraying yourself, betraying yourself, because you're not being your authentic and truthful you. That can be very tiring to put on this facade and this mask that you got to do like every day This is divine masculine saying being in a relationship is karmic, knowing you don't want to be there, knowing you the one that got yourself in there because of whatever reasons it was, ego, that high horse you came riding in on, those things. And you know, now you're in it, now you wish you could get it out, but you got too many things on the plate that you just signed on contractually, like I said, contracts, house, you know, marriage, whatever that you signed for, car, apartment, that's got you more locked up into it energetically, because now you've got this binding contract, and you saying, I be damned, this is another self-imposed prison that I done put myself into for me doing something based off an egotistical mindset that I had at that time, and knowing at the same time that now I remember my divine feminine. I know who she is now, and now I look around and say, oh my God, I'm stuck in a place that I don't want to be. So in all those things that you're doing divine masculine, take some time to rest. You got a lot of things being thrown at you, and it's going to require you some rest and rejuvenation, because number one, either you're going to like you got a fork of the road too. You either if you go using divine feminine energies, you're either going to go round and round, take the one road, which means I stay in it and continuously go round and round in this energy in a place I don't want to, but tell myself lies to say it's all right, this is the best we can do, we can make this work. Or you go to the other side, which is saying, let me go ahead and choose and do what's for me. So if you're going to do that, you're going to need some rejuvenation, because I do know you being in a karmic situation, it's going to take a lot of energy, and it's going to be a fight, which is that battle there for you to help you to get out of that situation. Okay, just like divine masculine saying, didn't say it's, you can't get out of it, but just saying it's going to take. So I was with divine masculine. If you did not see it, where he says in those situations, you just pray for the highest outcome for everybody, or the highest good for everybody that's involved, as far as that, in getting how to, and if there could be a smooth exit out of those type of situations, that they got other binding legalities, that, especially if you talk about children involved, things of that nature. That's a lot of entanglement that's energetically wise that you have to kind of get over it. But we're not saying it's not doable, because you know all things are possible with the universe. And the union team they keep on telling me, please tell them they don't know nothing else. We are working hard. We are hard at work making sure that this thing happens. What we need from you is to keep yourself positive, keep your energy high, and not to worry and doubt, which gets in the way of us doing the work. Okay. I clarify with that. That's fine. Compliments too. Clear. This is about September, but I think I clarified this. What's happening with that new love? Okay. So, goddess of the moon, this new love here, this is without a shadow of a doubt. Just wanted to make sure, clarify that the new love thing here is definitely how he's viewing you, the divine feminine, getting rid of, especially this moon, means getting rid of the illusions and getting some more self-awareness about who she is. Okay, that's that one. All right, let's see what the guides want to say to both of you all. Clear. Okay, divine feminine energies and masculine energies. Feel joy in all you do. I told you. That's from the Union team. Please keep your energies high. That's their calling card. Let go of ego. Who were we talking about? That was definitely for the Divine Masculine. But they also, the ego card came out for the Divine Feminine. So both of you all got to let go of ego. And thoughts create your reality. Just said that. Let's just kind of watch what things we putting out there. I believe I said that earlier on one of these sides here. That you got to kind of watch how you go about that. All right, let's see what these energies help us to lead us into union. How do they help us? Oh, well, I didn't put down what we got to surrender. Where they at? Oh, stop, excuse me. And what does, clear, what does the Divine Masculine need to work on to surrender? Oh, excuse me. No, no, no. And what does the Divine Feminine have to work on surrendering? Don't cost you nothing. Take your chance. Do, do. Don't cost you nothing. Do, 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 do. Don't cost you nothing. The one that came out for the Divine Feminine, you got, I would say why I say don't cost you nothing. Surrender to non-activity. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So emotionally, don't do nothing. Don't be thinking, I know, overact, whatever. Divine Masculine got the same thing. Her mom was supposed to say, well, who gonna come to who then if ain't nobody doing no movement? So, but Divine Masculine, it was telling Divine Feminine not to do any kind of forward movement or action. And Divine Feminine, he is not supposed to do no emotion towards him emotionally. So, okay, or what's the opposite? Somebody wasn't supposed to be doing anything. Just let them come to you. So, interesting. We really reflecting and mirroring each other on that one. For the Divine Masculine energy, this is what you're doing. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing. And quickly refocus on positive affirmations. That's good. That's good. I like that. So your ego get to talking. So, okay, thank you for sharing. And like I said, my hair look cute. You know, like, oh, that one little curl ain't doing right. You know, there. Stop. But overall, everything, I could fix that. That ain't no problem. I could put that little curl just like this. Or that could look like an extra thing. That's all right. But thank you for sharing. And then keep on moving. Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. A whole new world. So, I look at this when it says these abundance and difficulties. Don't worry about what things have happened in the past with the Divine Feminine. It just go on. And take that leap, okay? Surrender stress. With the Divine Feminine, just told you about rest and relaxation. So she's seeing that happening with you. Take a few deep breaths. Exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Divine Master, I picked this up too. You're doing a lot of work. I don't know, you're trying to escape in work or you're doing a lot of work as well. So that's why that came up. And surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And that's the same thing came out with the Divine Feminine. So we really is mirroring each other. Very much so as far as these actions. All right, let's see again. Back to my cards. Clear. What are some things as far as that's going to lead to union as far as this week, these energies, this weekend, this energy, how is these going to help us lead us into union? Okay, 1, 2. Right on the money. What's that wolf? Hold on 1 second. Okay, nope, fox. Okay, I'm glad. And I had took a picture of this too. It keeps coming out here on this fox thing. Okay, so now in order for us to master these energies and why these energies come in as far as how they're gonna drive us into union is for us to be able to present beauty to each other, an exchange of beauty that's within both of us that's going to be reflected. And so that is like a blossoming and a blooming of things, gifts, talents, and abilities, is why we're in these energies too. Just to be able, because to me, this is like you presenting. I'm presenting this to you. So I can hear say, giving you the best that I got, baby. So you giving the best that you got. And so in order for things to blossom within yourself, to be able to present this beautiful bouquet to each other for both counterparts. First thing when I looked at this, I thought about a needle in the haystack. Really to be able to focus in on the small things, because I'm hearing the overarching theme, especially in the divine feminine, that you're not being able to be grateful for the little things, and some of you all, or things in your life showing up that you're satisfied with, but then learning how to be able to focus in on every little small thing counts, okay? And so, you know, you're going to have to find that discovery within when you're looking for the needle in the haystack right here. So that's what I'm picking up with that. I'm going to come to you. Next one is fox. This fox keeps on coming up. I'm going to read because I took this again because I had seen one of my kids bought a fox, a stuffed fox to school. And I was like, okay, there go symbol or sign to let me know, okay, you need to really be working with this. If it ain't a fox, it's a wolf and a dog. I had 3 of them come visit me, say, get myself together. All right, so here we go. So the fox, here we go. So the fox may have a reputation as a trickster in many myths, but this critter doesn't joke around when it comes to executing clever strategies for survival. So right now, both of us should be in survival mode. That means getting the things that needs to be done in order to get into union on this unisoul journey, or doing whatever it needs to be to be really whole. And so you got to be clever about these strategies. Like I said, that on one of these, the fox encourages us to think outside of the box and use our intelligence in different creative ways. The fox also brings us a message to try to approach our circumstances differently that we normally would. Be aware of some of your habits and try a different angle or action. Some of them already said that. The fox also a reminder that we must utilize all of our resources, seen and unseen, in order to accomplish our goals. Sometimes this means calling upon your some unorthodox methods. Furthermore, the fox is a sign to be mindful of your surroundings. Phenomenally effective shapeshifters and incredible adaptable. The fox beckons us to not make too many ways, but rather adapt to our surroundings, blend into it and our surroundings and circumstances to our advantage. Okay, so that's what it's saying, all that. I don't need to clarify that. these two, he jumped up. This is setting forth course for home. I'll say right now these energies saying we're not quite ready, but we are setting forth on it that is in our sight because it came into reverse. Okay. Also, oh, it's got a gate there too. So yeah, we got to work on these. Got some borders or some things kind of stopping us too. And then we got religion or Bible of that sort. I remember me saying some far time back that when you see this Bible, that you kind of got to remind yourself of what are you looking at or drawing your attention to or writing or saying or doing that is religious, like you're doing it religiously. Like they say religiously, she go to bed at 11 o'clock, wash her face, brush her teeth, whatever, watch the essentials, go to bed, watch some TV till she falls asleep. You know, that's just kind of like religiously. You're doing the same thing habitually over and over again. And so they kind of want you to kind of check in. I think that was in the reading from somebody earlier. They're saying, I want you to kind of check in because it look like you're doing things so religiously that, you know, that's going to be a problem as far as you doing it habitually. Like I said, religiously, it's like without letting up on the situation. So that's an issue there. All right then, so Divine Sunshiners, if you would like a reading with me, go to my Gmail, divineunisouls11.com. Okay, that is it. And until next time, stay motivated, stay elevated, stay ascended. Namaste, ascended. Namaste, namago.